Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and we are back with more Amnesia later. I was like, not Amnesia Memory, stop saying that. And we're back playing this douche canoe. Ugh. Anyway, I came up to record and I was like, I don't want to do it. I don't. I hate Thomas so much, guys. Oh. The screen went blank because I had to. Like, I started to record and my game capture went instantly from sound to none. And I'm like, the hell? And then I'm like, you know what? Because yesterday, like, when I stopped the recording, my recording software crashed. And I got the recording back because it auto-recovers it. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, what the hell, though? And then I was like, let me check my graphics card. Yep, there's an update. So, okay. Because I'm like, there is no reason this stupid thing... I thought it crashed because I had plugged in my Seagate, my Palm Drive, so I had 3 things plugged in just to check where we were. I'm like, okay, let me check those because that's where all my process videos go onto that. So I was like, shit, I can't look, whatever at something. I need to look at something on that before I recorded. So then I unplugged it so that I knew that my recording software and the capture card wouldn't have to vie for the attention. So I was like, did it seriously break the recording software because I had that plugged in for 2 minutes while the capture card was plugged in? Like, that's stupid. Nah, it was my graphics card the whole time. It's always one of these motherfuckers. Jesus Christ. Technology is stupid. Technology is supposed to make our lives better, not more stressful. Could you just... Jesus. Usually my thing will pop up and tell me there's an update. This is from a week ago, and I'm like, the shit? You didn't bother to tell me? So, the only reason I know is because my recording software stops working. I'm like, the fuck is wrong? Oh, okay, never mind. I've learned, sorta. Takes me a few days, but whatever. Anyway, so, I've been sitting here staring at this son of a bitch the whole time. Anyway, guess we'll jump in, get this over with as fast as possible. Anyways, I'm gonna head out to the cafe, so you be a good girl, okay? No! Just because you said, if anyone else called me a good girl, I'd be like, hey, but you, I will kick you in the nuts, sir. What time are you working until? At noon to 4. It's a short shift, but it's during peak hours. Got it. Good luck. I heard Iki's also working today, so I'll have a chat with him. I don't want things to get awkward. I'll text you when I head home. Later. See you later. Huh? Just struck me that you're sending me off to work right now. I'm so simple-minded. I can't believe something as small as that can make me so happy. Anyways, I'll be off. And if anyone else said that, you're like, that's kind of adorable, but I just get shady vibes when Koma says, he's like, oh, you're sending me off to work. It's like we're married. Ew. I know that's where this is going. We're gonna get engaged. Blech. Again, he's got moments where you're like normally this is not problematic or anything, and you're like, this is a normal conversation, but I just can't stop being like, ugh, I hate you. Oh, I'm struggling. What to do with my time? Thank God I'm free! I'll see you later, Toma. I'll be off. I'll see you later. I wonder if this is what newlyweds are like. Oh, stop it! No! I for a split second got over the fact that we're gonna have to get married to this bitch. The fun thing about playing games, if you play Amnesia Memories the first time and then you get these, you're like, I don't have to play Toma's route. I do, though, because if I just skipped it and just left it out, someone would say something. You guys would call me out, and I can't just not do it. I mean, I could, but I'd be kind of a dick if I didn't, Would I be? Did I not play Toma's route? Could I have opted to not? By the time this goes up, you'll be like, yeah, Spacey, you could opt to not. And then I'll be like, yeah! I feel guilty, though, so I guess I'll just do it in the Amnesia crowd, and fuck. We're halfway through, crossing my fingers. Toma's going to be home after 4. I have a lot of time until then. What should I do? Learn to cook. Maybe I'll just organize some of the things I brought over. Oh, I know! I haven't written in my diary in a while. I'll do that. The last entry is July 31st. Yeah, because after that, July 31st, tomorrow will decide everything. After consulting with Iki, I stopped seeing Toma for 3 months. I think I've gotten a little prettier in the 3 months since I last saw Toma. I wonder if he felt lonely without me around. I'll confess to him tomorrow. I don't want to be treated like a younger sister anymore. And then we got our brain bashed in by Orion. Like he was doing us a favor and we fucked that up. A month has passed since then. August 26th. I'm now Toma's girlfriend. Huh. Someone's at the door. Did Toma forget something? Oh no, my fucking thing just switched off the sound again. I'm like, I thought I heard a door, but hold on, I'll be back. What the fuck is wrong with this thing? Ugh, hold on a sec. Okay, I don't know. You're just gonna have to deal without background sound probably because it's still not working. It completely froze. I was trying to test it. There's no update available for it. I rebooted my computer, started to record in 2 seconds, and it switched and was like, no more sound. And then you try to stop the recording, and then the whole thing crashes. So it's like, it still at least saves the video, but like, if it just decides to revert and there's no background music, there's no sound right now. I don't think. I can't hear anything on my TV. But like there might not be background music. You can kind of hear it sometimes because I have it up a little bit louder. But like if there is none, there is none. I'm sorry. We're just gonna have to fucking deal because I can't fight with this thing anymore. I'm about to throw my computer into a fucking wall because I'm sick of this. And like I don't know what the problem is anymore. Like I'm tired of fixing a problem. Like, okay, my computer can't have multiple things plugged in to my recording software doesn't want to work. Oh wait, okay, it's my driver update. Nope, that's not the I can't do this anymore. Like we have like a week where things are fine and like I just cannot handle this anymore. Like I just can't. So, if there's no sound in the background, there's no sound in the background and I'm sorry, but this is the best I can do at this point aside from full on quitting and never recording another Atome game again. Because it's the capture card, my software, my computer, none of it wants to work together, and yeah, so we'll just deal without the background music if that happens. So again, for now, I don't think there is any, so whatever. Anyway, someone's at the door. Did Toma forget something? Yes? It's Rika, and do you have a moment? Huh? Rika? I want to give you something. Would you open the door? Are you alone? There's no people? Yes, I am. And no one else from the fan club is here. Hey, one moment, please. Chain on the door. Excuse me. Okay, okay. There is background music and you can hear it. If it stops in my headphones, it means it stopped on the recording, but I can hear it, so there just wasn't any temporarily. Oh, is that man not with you? Toma's out for a little. So, what did you want to give me? A knife? As she stabs it in my chest. This. A CD? It's a DVD-ROM. Here's the letter of apology from the fan club and an apology video. Everything here has been posted to the fan club site as of 9 a.m. this morning. I also put the URL for the apology in there as well. Please take a look. Thank you. I'll tell Toma. Huh? Thank you. A bit odd for you to thank me, don't you think? Well, I'd feel bad just taking it from you without saying anything. Also, I mean, yes, the fan club was a bag of dicks, and they did something awful to me, but I appreciate you wrangling them and getting them to apologize. You know what I mean? Like, from your perspective, I think it would be fair if you wanted to yell and scream at me. I came prepared for you to do just that. Yo, that I wouldn't do. So does that mean you can't be strong without Toma here? That may be the case, but I don't like being mad at people, which is why I'm such a goddamn pussy and I deal with whatever Toma does to me. And I never stand up for myself. Again, if it was anybody else, I'd probably take it, but I hate Toma. Don't know. Especially you, Rika. I never had any ill feelings toward you, so I don't know what to do when you say I should yell at you. When I entered the fan club, you took me under your wing. You introduced me to other members. You taught me the club rules. The memory of how kind you were to me then still lingers with me. So, it's hard for me to yell at you, even if I should. You know what we tried to do to you, right? How can you stand there and tell me that you're not mad? I know, but you didn't do anything directly. It just doesn't seem real. I just can't bring myself to connect those dots. I'm sorry, I just can't get mad at you. You know, and that's the side of you that I don't like. You're my romantic rival, or so I thought. And yet, I still can't bring myself to hate you. You make me feel like I'm the only one that lost. Gosh, you really are something, aren't you? What? If you were just some crass fan club member who tried to force her feelings onto Mr. Iki, that would have been one thing. It would have been so much easier if you were the type who wanted Mr. Iki all to herself without considering his feelings. If that were the case, then no matter what, I would have never wanted to apologize to you. No matter how much Mr. Iki might hate me, my mission is to eradicate anyone or anything that disturbs Mr. Iki's peace. And that's my job as the fan club president. That's tragic, Rika. That's the sassiest shit we've said in this whole route. You have feelings for Mr. Iki, but you still wouldn't mind if he hated you? It doesn't matter. Oh, I don't matter anymore. The only happiness I'll ever know is to see him live a peaceful, happy life. And that's why, if you're someone who poses a threat to Mr. Iki's way of life, then I have no choice but to get rid of you. Or so I thought. But I suppose you were different. You weren't trying to force yourself on Mr. Iki, nor did you even have feelings for him. Not in this route. The person I like is Toma, not Iki. I've always thought that you truly are an odd one. Yeah, that's fair. I'm normal. No, he ain't. It's just, I'm normal. It's just, I like Toma. Therefore, that makes me really fucking weird. I still don't believe it. A lady who wouldn't fall in love with Mr. Iki despite looking into his eyes. He does have gorgeous eyes, so I understand, but Mr. Iki said the same thing. He was very amused by it. I didn't fall for Iki, and I found that so odd that he ended up approaching me. I told him it was because I already had feelings for someone else. And ever since then, I'd ask him for advice about my relationship with Toma. I didn't know that. And if I didn't know, then surely nobody else in the fan club knew either. Mr. Iki didn't go out of his way to tell us what you guys discussed, and nor did you tell me either. Well, that's because it was personal. It wasn't something I wanted to bring up casually. It wasn't something I wanted to bring up with others. Tim, Ronald, just stay in the fucking corner. You're never allowed out. Good God. You know what? Find the corner of a cliff and jump off it, you two. Good God. Maybe it'll bash some sense into your brains. Idiots. I'm tight. Anyway, it wasn't something I wanted to bring up casually with others. Especially because it all had to do with my romantic relationships. I'm sure Iki was only trying to respect my privacy, and that's why he kept everything to himself. And that may be true, but you're talking about Mr. Iki here. It's unbelievable that you'd approach Mr. Iki for romantic advice anyway. Yeah, Iki said the same thing too. You're a lot like Iki, a lot like Toma. I feel like I'm not really sure where it wants us to go with this, but I would say probably the Toma one. I don't wanna. But did Toma say something similar, like you went to him for advice? That might have been in the original. So I feel like that's where she's a lot like Toma, and it's Toma's route, so I don't really feel like... I feel like this is... there's no right or wrong answer, but I just feel like this is where the game kind of wants you to go, so... Rika, you're a lot like Toma, you know that? What? What about me? Oh, you don't care about what happens to you. All you care about is the happiness of the one you love. Toma's like that. He doesn't care about himself or how I feel about him. All he wants is for me to be happy. But don't you find that odd? Both you and Toma should be thinking of your own happiness first. That's how it should be. I mean, it's not like Iki or I want people to be unhappy, but here, if both you and Toma had just opened up to us a little more, that would have been better. Toma should have explained himself to me, and you should have told me why you were so upset with me. Then none of this would have happened. All that really happened between Iki and I was that he found it intriguing that I was asking him for advice. I'm sure if you heard what it was all about, you would have just laughed and that would have been the end of it. It was nothing to be jealous about. Anyway, I can't bring myself to hate you or be mad at you. Now that I feel like you and Toma are alike, it simply isn't possible. I'm now into you, Rika. And I'm gonna hop routes and it's gonna be you I'm romancing. I'd like that better. Listen, I'll play boy love games because I'm okay, like, being a guy, being gay with other guys, but I'm not really into the romancing women round. Like, the gay man that lives in my brain just wants to live his best life, and like, we're like, but I'd still rather date Rika than Toma, and she is hot, so I want to be Rika more than like romance her, but she's fabulous. The hats, I get it, girl. I got fabulous hats, the fabulous outfit, like, just yeah. I guess I should have just consulted you instead of Iki in the first place. I do wish that our girls' party route wasn't just, hey, let's ask about the guys. It was a little, and I'm not saying I wanted to be romancing them. Some people might have wanted that, and that would have been fine. I would have played it. I don't care either way. But I wish it would have been nice if it was a little more like hanging out with the girls, having friend times, you know what I mean? As opposed to just a means to get to know the guys and open their profiles. Like, you could have, that you could have started there, but it could have gone on, and we could have had more conversations, and like, I don't know, it could have just been a little bit more time with them, but it is what it is. Anyway. Did I read that? I guess I should have consulted you instead of Iki in the first place. Anyway, that's what I said. Or maybe I'm just feeling that way because of all that's happened. And there's no point in asking me for advice in romance. What? I've been in love with Mr. Iki since junior high. I've never had a real romance before. I'm not the type of girl you want giving you romantic advice. You think I'm a fool, don't you? Well, fine, but I still have my pride. What? I wouldn't even think of making fun of you. I'm the same. Huh? Before I can even remember, I've had a crush on Toma. That's 19 years of my life. 19 years! Toma and I are childhood friends. I've known him since I was born. I liked Toma so much when I was little. I guess I still do. I don't remember when my feelings changed to be more romantic in nature, but if what I've always felt for him can be called love, then I've been in love with Toma for a long time now. And that sentiment's kind of cute. Like, I always loved him. At first it was a familial love or like a friend kind of love, and then it blossomed into a romantic love. But there's always been love there, and I've always loved him. So that's kind of sweet and adorable, even though it's Toma and I want to light him on fucking fire. But, the idea is cute. Anyway. So I understand where you're coming from, Rika. At least, I think I do. Rika? What a fool I've been. Why did I host such animosity toward you? May I ask something? What is it? What part of Toma are you so attracted to? I love it when he puts me in a cave. I know this may sound rude, but what does he have that Mr. Iki doesn't? A cage. And he's a raging douche. I know people don't. I think it's funny that people don't like Iki. They're like, oh god, no, because he's like the flirty playboy. But I wonder if those people who hate Iki really. I love Toma. Because, like, seriously, what's wrong with you? Who hurt you? You know what I mean? You can't help it. There are routes where we play other games, and I'm like, they are so sweet and wonderful and wholesome and perfect. But I'm into the garbage pile over here, and I can't. You know what I mean? So, I get it, but I also don't. I absolutely get this character is good, but I want the trash fire. And I don't know why. But I don't get it in the sense of like, really? You don't like Iki, but you like Toma? Like, oh, that's fun. Anyway, Toma's just so cool. I think that's a reason to love someone, but Mr. Iki is more than just looks. He's very kind. Yeah, he'd never put me in a cage. And so is Toma. Is this April 1st? I thought it was August 26th, girl. What the shit? Toma is kind. I'm sorry. I can't. He's always thinking about me. Okay, that's true. Whenever something happens, he helps me and he protects me. A little too much, but okay, sure. All this time he was cleaning my mailbox and inbox so I wouldn't find out about everything. Okay, on the surface layer, him like trying to protect you from the bullying and everything is like, I mean, I will give that the idea of it. He's, making sure he cleans out my emails, he's cleaning out my mailbox, he doesn't want me to know what's going on because he doesn't want me to be hurt by it. That's sweet. I do get that, and that's fine. But it's just because that idea is there and like, okay, that's kind of wholesome. The way you went about doing it is really shady and creepy and disturbing. And then the key, and then you just lost your... No! The execution is a raging fucking dumpster fire. Call 911, please. I need the FBI. But the idea is, well, that's nice. So that you wouldn't find out. Yeah, I had no idea. When you say that's... Well, it sounds like something a stalker would do. I like Rika, she's smart. No! Girl. Denial. And to be honest, I don't really remember what he looks like. The last time we talked, I was so humiliated from Mr. Iki's scolding that I was just looking down the whole time. But if you've fallen so hard for this man, I can't help but be intrigued. I'd love to meet him again, but I'm sure he wouldn't want to see me. Once Toma thinks of someone as an enemy, he almost never forgives them. He sure is strict. Yeah, you should see the cage on the patio. It would have been funnier if she saw it through the window and was like, do you have a dog? No. Then why Toma puts me in that when he's mad? Excuse me. Isn't that cruel? No! I deserve it! We are seriously, absolutely an abuse victim, and this is kind of traumatic if you think about it. Like, if you dig down and you go to you're like, no, this is dark, really. Like, the reality of it? But we're just gonna pop back up here and just make fun of it, because otherwise it's very traumatic, and I don't want to be sad. I'm already traumatized by having to play this route, let alone the implications of, we are just... It was an accident! He didn't mean to punch me! That's horrifying. It's horrifying. Don't ever get involved with someone like Toma, for real. Seriously. Don't. No. It's a little too real, the abuse vibes going on here. I think that's what it is that bothers me. There's other ones who are trash and they're stalkery and they're creepy and you're like, wow, you're a dumpster fire. You're awful, threatening to kill you. Sure. That's awful too. But it's always in a fantasy kind of set. This is this gets a little bit... There's always that, I can divide the reality and the fiction, So that's fine. It's fiction. You can be into whatever you want. But there's something about this that's a little too real, and you're like, it's a little too real, and it makes me uncomfortable. I think that's what it is. You know what I mean? They get it a little too... They didn't quite go over the fiction line. It's a little too, this is a little too real. It's like a memoir versus a Tome game where we're dating a trash guy and we're into it, maybe not. It's probably just me. That's the only reason I could suss out that maybe why everything about him, this universe of red flags he has, is so disturbing and unnerving to me compared to everyone else who's sailing those pirate ships with flag. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyway. I'm not one to talk, but Does he have many enemies? Not after he kills them. I don't know. I don't think so. Anymore. Because he kills them all. Once he determines he doesn't like someone, he's always still civil to them, so it's not much of a problem until he kills them. Again, I'm telling you, those horror stories he told us, I just imagine those were just murder fantasies he has. Like, Toma, scary. It sounds like you're saying he's got a kind of bad personality. Kind of? No, I didn't say that. Thinking it. But our other mutual childhood friend says that Toma has a bad personality. He absolutely does. But we're so blind because we're in love. So what about him do you find attractive? I truly don't get it. Shame he seems to be out today. I guess I'll never get the chance to see it for myself. I'm sure if I do see him, he'll completely ignore me. Toma's working at Meido no Hitsuji today. What? He is? Mr. Iki had mentioned that Toma had left Meido no Hitsuji. Is that not the case? It's true. However, today he was called in to help out. They're short-staffed. Iki's also scheduled to work today. It's possible that the two of them are working on the floor together. Mr. Iki and Toma. I'm curious in so many different ways. Right. I know Mr. Iki has no ill will toward Toma, but I wonder how Toma feels towards Mr. Iki. She's like, I might have to kill him. You know what, Rika? You go do that. If things got awkward between them due to my actions, I think it'll be fine. He mentioned that he wants to turn a blind eye to it to prevent future troubles. I'm so anxious. I'm going to the cafe to make sure. What? And besides, I'm also curious to see what kind of person Toma is. I thought when we were telling her he's working at the cafe today, it's like, why don't you go check him out? Why don't you go check out my boyfriend? And, Iki's there so you can pretend you're there to see him. Miss Maisie, do you want to come with me? Well, if it's just to see... Toma will get worried if I spend too much time outside of the apartment. I'll be sure to walk you back. You're Mr. Iki's friend. I'll do as much as I can for you. I know my change of attitude toward you must feel somewhat sudden. No, I'm just happy to hear you say that. Let's go together, Rika. My attitude change is sudden. No. Yes, but also, you brought us into the fold of the Iki fan club, and then we were talking to him, and then you flipped, and you were like, bitch! And then we were like, no, I was just getting advice from him, and you're like, oh! I was wrong. So, your initial flip to wanting to, murder me, that was sudden and disturbing. But your flip now back from, hating me to, being like, oh, I was wrong. Sorry, let's just forget all that. I'm not too disturbed by that, because it's at least she's admitting she was wrong. You know what I mean? Oh, I was totally wrong and I was acting irrational. Yeah. Good girl, Meanwhile, we're over here everything is fine. Toma is awesome. And we're not acknowledging that we're acting irrational. And maybe someone, a mental health professional, needs to step in and help us, is all I'm saying. Okay? Let's go together, Rika. I was really hoping we could just hang out with Rika more and not have to see Toma in his route. That would have been a way better use of my hour. Okay, we're here. And this way, Spacey. Sorry, I clicked that way too fast in the middle of reading. We'll go in from the back and find a place with a good view of the entire floor. From the back? I don't think you can see much of the floor if you go in from the back. And don't underestimate me. Look at her shady face. I've already figured out the best location where you can scope out the cafe without being caught. Even coming in through the back, depending on the angle, you can get a good view of the whole floor without being caught. And besides, the staff are the only people who pass through the hallway leading to the floor. Most of the staff don't go outside even during their break time, so not too many people pass through this way. We're only going to be here for a few minutes. There's nothing to worry about. You sure are something, Rika. If I didn't know the floor plan of where Mr. Iki works, I wouldn't be a very good president of his fan club, now would I? That sounds like something a stalker would say. So I guess it takes one to know one, Rika. Oh, I mean, if you want to enter the cafe from the front, then you don't need to hide. I'm sure Toma doesn't want to see me, so I'm going to sneak in the back. But you're free to do whatever you want. No, I'll hide with you. If he thinks I came here alone, he'll be quite upset and he'll put me back in the cage. What now? Nothing? Then let's hide together. Come with me. I ad-libbed a little, but I'm just saying. Oh, there they are. Do we get a CG? It's Toma and Iki. I want a CG of Toma and Iki. God damn it. So I could stare at Iki. Why are they... I don't know what they're talking about, but they seem to be laughing. Right. They seem to be getting along fine. I like how it's just show them and it's supposed to show that they're talking, but there's nothing happening here. It's just dotted lines. Mumble, mumble, mumble. They all seem to be getting along. And truly. But when you see the three of them together like this, it's very picturesque. Yeah, we got two hotties and two hotties and Toma. I agree wholeheartedly. She's only looking at Toma. Look, seriously, like, Iki's got the sexy bedroom eyes, and, like, Waka's just nice, and then Toma looks like he's about to fucking come and murder you. He is like, the audacity of you to not do what I say. There's just a look on his face. Don't like it. Every once in a while, they do draw him, and you're like, his eyes really are pretty if you just got rid of the rest of it. It's not that he's not attractive. Oh, the headband is a little goofy. Can we just say that? Like... There's just something about it, and I feel like if the hair is fine. It's not the worst. You know, it's when they give them the tiny little itty-bitty baby bang looking thing. Like, they do that hair. Like, Yamazaki and frickin' Hakuoki. Like, what did you do? He's the sweetest character. You gave him the worst hair. You ruined him. It's tragic. You know what I mean? But, like, I think it's just, like, Toma didn't appeal to me at first when I picked up the game. Like, oh, let me look at the characters. It was like, he's fine. I'm like, whatever. So I'm not going to change my mind on that. Objectively, there's nothing wrong if you were like, I love the way he looks. I'm not like, no. Like, it's just, he's just there to me, you know? But the way his character is, I hate him. So, like, I can't. But, like, if you cut out, if I see his stupid face, I just want to punch it. But if you just cut out his eyes sometimes, you're like, well, at least they drew his eyes pretty. You know? But when it's attached to the rest of him, I hate it. It's like when you have a person, you're like, they are such a flaming twat. But they have really pretty eyes, or they have great hair, but God, I hate this person. You know what I mean? You have to at least recognize the nice things about someone that might be a dumpster fire. Oh. As you say, Toma is truly a handsome person. Rika, I mean, okay. I'm not, again, like I just said, I'm not like, like I'm more drawn to Iki and Waka over here. Look at them. But it's not like Toma's drawn like hideous. I just know what his character is, so I don't like him based on that. But if I didn't, and if I was judging them solely on looks, I'd be like, yeah, he's fine. Still, he's just not my type when I just look at the sprites. You know what I mean? But I can't begrudge anybody who's like, oh my god, I just think he's beautiful. Eh. Sometimes the eyes want what the eyes want. Thank God for me. I was like, yeah, he's fine when I first picked up the game, and then I realized what trash he is, and so it just made me easier to hate him. If he was gorgeous, then I would be one of the people that loves him, probably. Horrifying. And to top it off, he takes action. He's strong-willed, strong, kind, and is driven to protect you, right? If that's the case, then I can see why it is you've been attracted to him for so long. Of course, my heart still belongs to Mr. Iki, but I don't need to tell you that. My heart belongs to Waka. Thank you. I'm really happy to hear you say that about Toma. Okay, like, Waka and Kent, not gonna lie. Like, Iki was my first eyeball love, but I do think I like Kent a little bit more. Because, like, he was my first Otome boyfriend. This is the first route we played, and it was just like, I can't not love that stupid fucking math nerd robot. But in this scenario, like, I don't know. Ikiwaka, it's hard to be in. I could be in between that. Anyway, thank you. I'm happy to hear you say that about Toma. I think I read that. I don't know. Oh, he noticed us. What? Oh no. Did he notice us? Let's go back upstairs, Spacey. What are you doing here? He's mad at us. Toma! What's the matter, Toma? Rika! And Spacey, you too. What are you guys doing here? Mr. Iki, Toma, let me explain. Get away from Spacey! What do you want this time? How are you plotting to hurt her? I mean, you want to be like, oh, it's nice he's defending us, but he's like, what are you doing here? He was mad at us for being here before he noticed Rika, so like, or were you trying to get on her good side for something? Toma, that's not it. Rika didn't come here for that. She just what? We just wanted to come over here and check and see if you and Iki are doing all right with one another. We were worried you guys might be fighting or bickering. We were worried things were awkward between the two of you. Especially Rika. She felt bad about this whole thing and was worried you two got in a fight over this. We just came together to check on you guys. Calm down. Don't jump to conclusions like that. I'm glad we're standing up to him. Bravo. I see. Given the circumstances, do you really think that's going to convince me? I generally think your kind-heartedness is cute, but there are times where it gets irritating. And now he's mad at us for being ourselves. Red flags everywhere. Spacey, she almost killed you. If anything were to happen to you, she'd go from someone I ignore to someone I'd eliminate. I hate to throw this out, but I'm pretty sure I don't remember now, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the violence we endured and why we were wearing all those things was not because Rika tried to kill me. It was you. You've done some horribly violent things to us, so I don't think you have any fucking legs to goddamn stand on. Like, no. I mean, yeah, you're right about her, but also, glass house, motherfucker. Keep your stones to yourself. Don't chuck them. Knowing how I feel, are you still gonna tell me to calm down? I mean, no, because in the history of the word calm down, no one has ever calmed down by being told to calm down. That has never solved anything. Yes, I'm saying this to you because I know that's how you feel. I'm sorry I acted on my own like this, but I know Rika doesn't have any ill intentions anymore, and I want you to believe that too. And if you can't, I'm leaving you for Rika. Okay. My brain was like, and I don't know how to follow that up. Anyway. Toma. Wait here a little. I'm gonna check with Waka if I can take the rest of the day off. What? But your shift's not over yet. There's no way that I can let you go home alone after all this. The afternoon rush is already over. I'll say yes if I ask, so just hold on. Oh, and one more thing. It's like he doesn't trust us, and that's fucking creepy. Rika? Yes? You seem to have figured out all the viewing points from the cafe back entrance, but I've done my research too. I put hidden cameras in all the blind spots of the cafe. Don't think you can outsmart me. He's put cameras in all the blind spots of the cafe. Okay. Like, if Waka's like, I have cameras up for security purposes, but I don't know if he knows that they're there, and I feel like Toma watches, and then when we're in the cafe, that's just fucking disturbing! Dear God, it just keeps getting... He's not getting better. I'll be back in 5. Wait for me. Oh, so that's how Toma gets when he's pissed. That's intense. Yeah, you should see the cage. I was mad the other day, but even that wasn't this bad. How long were you guys at the back door? We were in the middle of talking and Toma just burst out running. I was super surprised. We were here for only a few minutes. And Mr. Iki, I apologize for acting on my own accord like this.
And that's fine, but I just have no words. And this duo was something I never would have anticipated. It's not like you guys have made amends, right?
Amends? I mean, I don't recall ever getting in a fight with Rika in the first place.
That's just a little too lenient even for me. I would say Toma's reaction was a little more the appropriate one.
No. No. I understand being upset and maybe we forgave her too fast. Sure. But Toma's was nowhere near appropriate. He needs to tone it down about 90%. Like, we should be a little bit madder, but he needs to just simmer the fuck down and stay the fuck out of it. I mean, his first, like, what are you doing here? Are you plotting something? That I'm fine with. Okay, I understand, but he's just a little... Alright, I'm just gonna stop for a hot second and take a step back. Because, like, actually, if someone tried to kill someone you cared about, yeah, you would be all defensive and angry. So, like, I can't really fault him for that. But again, it's just a normal reaction. I'm getting angry and whatever, and you're not going home alone. I feel like if it was any other character that I didn't hate so much, I would be like, wow, I think you're being a little intense, but, like, I get it. But with Toma, it's like, fuck you! You know what I mean? It just makes me so angry, and it's actually not as irrational and psychotic as it comes across when it's Toma. You know what I mean? So, like, I can't see, like... I got my blinders on in a way. Not the blinders where, like, I can't see the problems. It's like, I see all the problems. Oh, my blinders only see the problems. I don't see the bigger picture. Like, I mean, technically, him being pissed off at Rika and not willing to forgive her because she almost killed me. Yeah, sure. But, again, Toma, you almost did the same fucking shit, and you put me in a fucking cage. Like a goddamn animal. So, like, fuck you. You don't have any right to judge. I think that's what gets me. If it was anybody else, being pissed off at Rika, whatever, who hadn't treated me the way Toma did and isn't a complete and utter fucking piece of shit, I would have been like, yeah, I'm a little intense, but sure. I'm with it. I get it. You know, sometimes you get pissed. Like this game, like Toma makes me pissed. For no reason. Totally irrational. But you know, Toma doing it is just like so gross. Because he's worse than Rika. Like, anyway. I don't think it was the more appropriate one, but I mean, yes. Logically, him being pissed off does make sense, and I shouldn't be mad at him for that. It's just, again, it's who he is, and I can't. No, you don't have the right to be pissed at other people for doing the same shit you did. Creep.
I agree. As strange as that might sound, considering I was the one who did the bullying. I guess now I know why Toma's so overprotective of you. But wouldn't you say he's gone a little beyond being overprotective? He put cameras in the whole store.
Yeah, it's creepy.
And this is the first time I've met someone who's outdone even me. And the way he acted. I'll be honest, I'm starting to get a little concerned. Are you sure you're okay?
See? Even Rika's like, whoa, girl, no.
I think I made Toma extremely angry at you for coming with me.
Yeah, and I'm gonna end up in the cage now.
He'll be fine. It seems like Toma was angry, but seeing the two of them argue, Spacey wasn't backing down either. She was calm, kept her cool, and they were able to discuss things. And they'll be fine.
Oh, no, we won't. There's a part of me that's like, please don't put me in the cage. Learn from your fucking douchebaggery. But at the same time, I'm like, you know, though, but like, would it be wrong to have like an after story where I don't get put in the cage at all? Like, I don't want it, but I kind of feel like you made Toma this asshole. I feel like you gotta live up to that. But you're doing a good job so far.
Toma's blood was boiling, but give him a few minutes and I'm sure he'll calm down.
You think so? What do you think, Spacey? Iki's right. Thank you for worrying about me, though. We've known each other for a long time now, so we often get into these type of arguments.
And they're like an old married couple. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't think old married couples should argue quite like this. Like, you're gonna have tiffs and spats and arguments and disagreements, but this is a little psycho, so.
I didn't ask the other day because of the circumstances, but what's going on between the two of you?
Oh,
Wait, you guys are going out, right?
yes, we've decided to do so. He's decided we will.
Oh, really? Congratulations! So you were able to confess your love.
I mean, that's true. We were into him before, so. There were a lot of unexpected things that happened along the way, but it all worked out. Thank you for everything.
I just sat there and listened to you, that's all. I'm glad to hear it worked out. I'd love to hear about it next time. I want to know what kind of expression that stubborn guy had when you confessed.
That's a secret. You're like, well, if I have to tell you everything, I have to tell you about the cage and, like, him wanting to kill you. Oh, but he's so mad at Rika and he would, yeah, I'm, okay.
Oh, come on, you can tell me. And that's the most interesting part.
I can't tell you. It's too embarrassing. It's not something I can really share.
And now I'm even more curious. And then why don't we do this? We'll play a game of darts, and if I win, you'll tell me.
What?
Mr. Iki, that doesn't really seem fair. You're practically a pro when it comes to darts. Rika, don't tell her that. Iki. In that case, how about we play cards?
I talked to Waka. I can go home now. Let's go, Spacey.
Ah, your prince has come to the rescue. Bummer. Well, I should head back too. I'm sure if I stay out here too long, I'll get in trouble. And Toma, sorry about Rika.
No, what happened today isn't your fault, Iki. Because this one here doesn't know who to trust. Yeah, exactly! Because she trusts you! Like, absolutely agree. I never thought I'd agree with you, Toma. I agree with you a lot, actually, especially when you're like, I'm such a horrible person. I agree with that. She doesn't know who to trust. I agree. You shouldn't date me. Yep. Anyway, we're out of here. See you later.
Yeah, see you two around.
No, you won't. I'm gonna end up dead.
Please be careful.
I like how Rika's like, girl, this is a dangerous situation. You should not. No, bad. And yet we're like, I'm fine. When Rika sees us on the news as being murdered by our boyfriend, she's going to be like, I knew it. Homa, are you mad? Kinda. But I know there's no point in being mad. I just need to calm down. So should I leave you alone then? I'm fine now. Bullshit. Sorry for surprising you today. Worrying you. My basic function is to worry about you, so you don't have to worry about that part. But come on, really? You understand that you're the victim and Rika's the aggressor, right? You get that, right? I am the victim and Rika was an aggressor, but I'm also the victim and you are an aggressor! So again, stop throwing stones in this glass house that we live in! The rain is gonna get in. It's cold. I do, and I remember. But even then, I just can't get myself to hate Rika. Kind of like I don't hate you. Because again, if I got a couple of brain cells in my head and I realized, you know what, I should be mad at her because how dare she? And I won't forgive her for being a douche. Even though she's apologized and she realized she was wrong, then I have to hate you forever because you don't know really how to apologize and you don't think you're wrong. I'm sorry. I just can't handle my emotions. Your apologies are fake. And you don't mean them. Rika actually meant hers. So, like, throw that out there, twat. Is that a form of pacifism or something? I'd say so. Or at least, maybe from your point of view it is. But when Mine invited me to Iki's fan club, I joined thinking I was her guardian. At that time, the first person who was kind to me was Rika. And that's because she's the president. That's her job. That's true, but even still, I still remember how well she carried herself and how kind she was towards me. And Rika didn't do anything to me directly, so I can't bring myself to be mad at her. Unlike, I'm not mad at you and you directly did things to me! God, he's so what? The narcissist. That he's like, this person is horrible. They treat you like shit. grabs my arm, shoves me in a cage, and you're like, do you not see the parallels here? And besides, you got plenty mad at her for me. I think that's enough. You call me a pacifist, you say I'm too kind, and I don't think that's the case, Toma. No, we're an idiot. It's exhausting to hold a grudge. Valid, though. And I just don't like to be mad. Yeah, okay, I can feel that. I'm not being kind, I just suck at staying mad. Otherwise, I'd be mad at you forever. Again, see the parallels here, Toma. I guess you are pretty lazy. That's true. Valid. Especially for me. And sometimes you're naive. You're a hopeless optimist. Oh, I wish. I agree with you. And you forgive me for what I've done. I guess that must be why you forgave her too. So I guess I shouldn't be too upset. See, now you understand. Spacey, your hand. Huh? The music cut off so abruptly, I was like, what the fuck? And it's literally just the music in the game cut off. Thought it was my thing. Let's hold hands and go home. Like we used to. Right. They're so big and warm. Totally different than when we were kids. He has crazy eyes right now. The size of my hands or this feeling? Both. They used to be so much smaller and softer. My hands were always bigger than yours, though. Yeah, that hasn't changed. Do you remember when we were in elementary school? That day with all the snow? On our way home from school, I forgot my gloves. It was so cold. You wrapped your hands around mine. And you said, that's better, right? Was this when we were in elementary school? I think you were in 4th grade and I was about 3rd grade. I wonder why I wasn't wearing gloves that day. I would have lent you mine if I was. Cloves that day? He wasn't wearing cloves. Well, I needed gloves, but... You lent your gloves to Shin. After school, Shin was playing in snow and completely soaked his. Oh yeah, huh? I'm starting to remember all the details now. You and Shin were trying to make a big snowman, but then we ran out of snow and couldn't finish it. And you two looked like the world was ending before your very eyes. It was so funny and adorable. And in the end, the 3 of us made a really small snowman. Right. You said, let's make... Hinamatsura? Hinamatsura? Hinamatsuri dolls? Hinamatsuri? I don't know where the accentuation goes in that. But anyway, dolls with the snow. I guess that would have been the end of February, huh? It would make sense that we would talk about the Hinamatsuri then. Matsuri, yeah. The Emperor and Empress dolls, 3 court ladies, and 5 court musician dolls. Shin made the right and left minister. We ended up making a lot of small-sized snowmen. In the end, you both looked so proud of yourselves. After seeing that, I couldn't help but think about how adorable you both are. What's the matter? Hush, no wonder you treat me like a child. From your point of view, Shin and I look so immature. But we're only a year apart. Exactly that. No wonder why you treat me like a child. And you don't see anything wrong with that? It's not like he's 10 years older than you, where you were like, I kind of understand, but also that's still douchey. We're adults. This is, you're a year apart. Like, stop treating me like I'm stupid. We are a little stupid because we love Toma. But, like, you know, in general, we're not that stupid in reality. We're stupid for loving Toma, but we can function on our own. Yeah, we're only 1 year apart, but you're so immature for your age. And that's why I ended up this way. And again, why would you want to be with someone who treats you like this? Like, Shin calls us an idiot all the time, but again, it's kind of like, yeah, sure, okay. But this, like, God, you're immature. You gotta treat me like a child. If I'm such a child to you, why do you want to have sex with me? That's disgusting, Toma. God damn, you just keep getting worse the more I have to deal with you. God, I want to light him on fire. I hate this. I mean, I'd say there were times where Shin seemed older than you. I was always worried about you. That's why I couldn't take my eyes off you. Well, I guess I never really wanted to either. Again, all about this is not endearing. It's kind of gross. It's just creepy and gross. I was going to say gross. Creepy, gross, gross. There you go. Before I knew it, we're all I ever saw. Toma. Closer to me. The street's getting narrow. Toma? What is it? Really sorry that I surprised you with Rika today, and we're apologizing to him, creepy pedo. But Rika and I were able to have a heart-to-heart talk about everything. I told her how much I liked you, how kind you are, and how important you are to me. Yeah, I don't know about kind, but if I had said it to anyone else, it would have just sounded like I was rubbing it in. And I wanted her to know that I really don't have feelings for Iki, so I thought it'd be okay to be honest with Rika. And he's so happy. Happy? Yes, very. Maybe Rika felt troubled that I was talking about you so much, but I just couldn't stop boasting to her about you. I never knew how awesome it felt to be able to gush over your boyfriend with someone. I'm really kind of annoyed that we were so like, I can't kiss Shin, oh my god! And he kind of deserved a little bit better, and we're like, oh, gushing over to, you're so great and wonderful and kind, and he is just the worst. Like, I hate that they did Shin so dirty compared to this utter fucking piece of garbage. Seriously, how can I stay mad after you say that? Especially when you look as cute as you do. Still mad, you know. Sorry. Ugh. Besides, that's not fair. You don't know how much I like you and how much I adore you. No, because you treat me like a child and yell at me for going out and... Oh, God, all of this, just so gross. I want to say it's so bad, but I have no one to talk about it with. Then, why don't you tell Shin? Say it to me, goddammit! Yeah, why don't you tell Shin and leave me alone? No, say it to me. That's what I was thinking when he said, I have no one to tell. I'm like, tell me. And say it to me. Tell me how much you like me. Yeah, I think I deserve that. Seriously, why not? I want to hear it. I've always liked you, Toma, even before I knew what it meant, and I've always wondered how you felt. And it's one of those, like, I can't tell you how much I care about you, because that would just be weird, and it's like, no, that's withholding. You're withholding your feelings from me, because, like, you're gonna make me, beg, or, like, you know what I mean? There's just something so gross about that. It's not even like, oh, I can't tell you because I feel embarrassed. The way he is about it is like, oh, I can't tell you. It's like you're just withholding that from me because you want me to like beg for it or do something to earn it. And there's just something so gross about it. I don't know. Very curious how I look in your eyes, Toma. So why don't you tell me? Just like how you wrote in your diary, all I could ever think of every day was whether or not I could see you, whether or not I could talk to you. That's all. When we were kids, we were able to go to school together and hang out after school, so it never bothered me. But then I went to junior high and we barely saw each other anymore. It made me scared. We were both busy with sports and prep schools. We're growing up and we kind of stopped hanging out together. If I was lucky, I'd bump into you maybe once a week or so. That was so painful for me. Even when I did try to muster up the courage to talk to you, it wasn't like when we were kids. You're a grown woman now. And yet, you keep calling me immature, and you have to keep your eye on me because I'm childish, but now you're saying I'm a grown woman, like, ugh. It was so stupid, but I was so filled with pride, I think. I just couldn't bring myself to say hi to you. And by the time I got to high school, I was so sad because I realized just how distant we'd become. And by then all the kids around me were talking about love and stuff. They'd talk about how cute some other girl in class was, or how cute the student teacher was, but for me, all I could ever think of about was you. See, all of this would be kind of cute. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's kind of adorable, but I hate Thomas so much that, like, I know logically, like, kind of a cute moment. But I feel nothing about it because it's like, I hate Thomas so much. And I'm just so disgusted by him that we're having this cute moment. And I'm like, I know logically it's cute. So I want to be like, oh, it's a cute moment. But no, I'm so disgusted with Toma that it just ruins it. Like I just licked sandpaper. Ugh. Like dirty, gross sandpaper. It tastes gross and spiky and I don't like it. That's when I realized I was in love. But by then I barely ever saw you anymore. And the following year when I finished my high school exams, I felt like it was too late to talk to you. And besides, when I was finally able to see you, you ran up to me and gave me the same smile you always did. You looked so innocent and so carefree. You looked at me like I was your older brother. That hurt most of all. So painful. But you were wrong. I know. Or rather, now I know the truth. That you had a crush on me all those years. Yeah. I had a crush on you since I was little. And at that time, it really was only me. When I was little, I never thought my feelings about you could change. But boy, was I wrong about that. I started thinking of you as a girl back in junior high, but you are telling me that you've liked me all this time. I had no idea. I would never have thought you were in love with me back then, too. Sorry. You don't know how desperately I tried to give you up. But it was pointless. If you were trying so hard to suppress your feelings for me, why didn't you just approach me, Toma? Get rejected? And being unable to talk to you at all? Well, I was too comfortable in that position of being your childhood friend. I couldn't get myself to lose that. Better to stay your childhood friend than lose you forever. That's how I felt. And you were the one who had the courage to take that first step. You're strong. I was too much of a coward. Couldn't do what needed to be done. Mama, I care about you so much. What's gotten into you? I just wanted to say it. Can I not? And thanks. But don't say it here. This isn't exactly the place for a love scene to play out, right? Oh, oops. Anyway, no matter how hard I try, I'll never be as good as you. And that's just how things are. That abruptly changed. The thing is like that was a good moment. Like, oh, let's talk about our past feelings and all of that. But again, he's just so goddamn fucking awful that I can't get behind it. It's so ugh. And also it really sucks because I don't think we're getting our end in the next part, and I don't want to be here anymore, guys. So painful. But we're at time between the two things, and oh god. Oh, it's gonna run over and I hate it. I don't wanna have to waste another time. I don't wanna have to waste an extra half hour, 20 minutes, an hour on him. God, why? It's just because I spend the entire time being like, God, no, I hate you! And it's just painful to get through, so I get it, it's me. It's not that his route takes that much longer, it's the fact that I just can't handle it and I rant about how much I hate him, but alright, well, we're just gonna power through and, we have one more day left. Well, okay, one more day with choices. But let me see something here. The guy, we're on the 26th, right? Yeah, there's still one more choice option, and then there's a bunch of choice options for the 27th, so I really hope that's where it ends, but unless they come fast, this just takes so long. Oh, God. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up for my pain and my trauma, and subscribe to see more.